have all heard YouTubers talk about all of the different ways that you can make passive income. Invest in real estate, buy dividend stocks, yada, yada, yada. And maybe you're like me and you're tired of hearing this regurgitated information, but you still want to make some passive income. When I first learned about passive income and the idea of making money while you're not working, while you're sleeping, always having your money work for you, I was completely fascinated. And after doing a deeper dive for myself personally, I have found some unusual yet effective ways to make passive income. You can do these methods as a teenager, in your 20s, in your 30s, 40s, 50s, whatever age you are. These methods can make you some money if you decide to pursue them. And who doesn't want to make money while they sleep, right? That idea just seems like the dream come true. So why not actually make money while you sleep? No, seriously. The first unusual way you can make passive income is by participating in sleep studies. These are studies where companies do lab tests on you while you sleep, or they just simply may study you while you're sleeping. A lot of the times these studies are used to understand how the human body functions, what the different cycles of sleep are, and overall how some diseases or medicines may affect the way you sleep. And if you do decide and are chosen to participate in a sleep study, you can make anywhere between $100 and $1,000 depending on how long the study is. I would be wary of some that are dealing with experimental medicines, but if there is a study that is not doing that, then I don't see any harm with signing up for it. You have to sleep sometime anyway. All you have to do is sacrifice your privacy and maybe some human rights, and then you can start making some money. But if you're not into scientists poking and prodding you while you sleep, then you may be interested in carvertising or car advertising as a way to make passive income. When you're riding down the highway, how many times do you see bumper stickers advertising a family or a sport or anything like that, and you never knew that you could actually throw a bumper sticker on the back of your car to advertise a product or service, and in return you can get paid up front or monthly for having that on your car. Car advertising is not new. I actually included it in a video back in 2020, but it just hasn't quite caught on to the mainstream yet, which is why it's still pretty lucrative, because the people who do decide to do it are a part of a small pool of customers for these car advertisers to choose from. So if you don't mind the back of your car looking like a subway tunnel, then car advertising may actually be for you. And if it isn't, you can always actually rent out your car on apps like Turo. Turo is a car rental platform where you can list your car for people to use on a day or a weekly basis. I personally think that this is a very interesting way to earn passive income, because if you're not using your car every single day, then why wouldn't you want to let somebody pay you $100 to $200 just to drive it around for a while? The only thing that you have to be wary of with car rentals is that people don't tend to treat them the best. So if you have a really big emotional attachment to your car, then I would definitely recommend staying away from sites like this. However, I have actually seen YouTube videos where people buy cars specifically to list on Turo and to rent out on a weekly or a daily basis, and they have entire business models structured around their car rental business. And how this works is that these people will typically go out and buy a $10,000 used car with a reasonable amount of miles on it, and if you get a loan for $10,000, that payment can be anywhere from $100 to $200 a month. And after they have the car, they will then list it on Turo for $60 to $100 a day. If they are getting $100 a day, then they will only need to rent that car out for 3 days out of the month in order to be in profit for having the car. Every day they rent out the car beyond those first 3 days is pure profit, and obviously this is not going to be accounted for any of the fees that Turo takes, but this is a very simplified example. And another unusual way that you can make passive income that is actually listed in a lot of YouTube videos, to be honest, is going to be by buying vending machines. And I say that this is unusual because it just feels a little bit more unconventional in the modern age. A lot of the times vending machines are reserved for workspaces or a doctor's office, but I personally don't see a lot of people using them all that often. So if you do decide to go the vending machine route and start making passive income that way, my biggest piece of advice would be that location matters the absolute most. You could have the nicest vending machine on the market with the best snacks at the lowest prices, but if you're not in the right location and if you're not serving the right products to the right customers, then you won't get any sales. The reason why I think that vending machines is an unusual way to make passive income is that you have to pay $3,000 to $5,000 for the machine up front, buy all the inventory to go in the machine, and even when you have all of this stuff, it typically just boils down to how well you can negotiate for a location or a vendor to put your machine in their business for you to actually start making money. A lot of the time, the businesses will then charge you rent on a monthly basis, or you can negotiate with them and let them take a portion of the profits that you take from the machine. Either way, it will take a lot of upfront work for you to be profitable, but if you do get a series of 10 to 20 vending machines that are making consistent profit, then all you have to do is fill up the machines on a weekly or a monthly basis and let that passive income cash roll in. And as you're letting that cash roll in, you can then start taking pictures of all the money that you're making and upload them to stock photo websites in order to start making money that way. How many times have you seen a beautiful sunset, you take a picture on your iPhone or your Android and never looked at that picture again? All it is doing is collecting digital dust in your camera roll and not serving you any purpose, because when are you ever going to look at the February 29th sunset ever again? However, if you decide to upload this photo to a stock photo selling website, every time someone chooses to license this photo from the website, you will then get a percentage of the profit, therefore making you some passive income. Now this field tends to be really competitive because imagine how many photos get uploaded to them every single day. But if you do find one that really clicks with the algorithm in a specific niche that can be licensed for $1 or $2 and you get 10,000 customers, that is actually going to be a big paycheck for not a lot of work. If you were seriously considering this, I would definitely invest in a higher quality camera, and I would try to niche down very heavily into an area that doesn't have a lot of competition. Maybe you can do really specific zoomed in photography or photography of weird landmarks, but something that can stand out against the crowd, so you're not just another person uploading a sunset picture, and you have a better chance of actually making money instead of wasting your time with generic photos. And by far one of the most unusual ways to make passive income in this video is going to be by actually renting out your household items. I didn't know you can rent out things like your lawnmower, your blender, your deep freezer, your washing machine on Facebook Marketplace until recently, but it turns out to be a rising industry and a very popular industry at that, because sometimes people just don't have the money or the space to own their own lawnmower, but they still need to get their grass cut and they don't want to pay a professional to do it for them. In these cases, a person may seek to rent out a lawnmower for $25 or $50 an hour, get their lawn mowed with it, bring it back to you so that they don't have to deal with the maintenance and storage of that appliance. This can apply to a lot of different appliances as well, and although there's not a specific platform like Turo where you can go to rent out things like this, if you browse Facebook Marketplace long enough, you may be surprised at what all you can rent. If I was to go about renting out items on Facebook Marketplace to make passive income, I would definitely be really selective with what I choose to rent out, because there's no telling what that person may actually be using that device for, and you don't want to give someone permission to ruin your nicest stuff if you don't have proper insurance on there. It is very easy to beef up insurance on a car, but it's not so easy to beef up insurance on a lawnmower or a washing machine, so that's why you want to take this passive income strategy with a little bit of a grain of salt. But why stop at renting out your bumper or your cars or your household items? Just go with the entire driveway and make passive income by renting out storage space in your driveway. One of my goals, hopefully in the near future, is to buy a camper van and build it out into an RV, but as of right now, my driveway is much too small to hold such a big vehicle like that. So if I really wanted to, I could seek out someone with a large driveway who's willing to let me park my vehicle on their driveway for a monthly fee. And in this case, if I didn't have a storage unit near me, I may actually consider that, and that person would then indeed be making passive income just for having extra storage space outside. And once again, like with these other strategies, you want to be careful with who you allow on your property, because you're basically giving them a free pass to come to your house whenever they want to. So you want to be careful of who you rent out to and what they're actually using your driveway for. And with all of those unusual ways to make passive income, I still am a huge fan of the traditional ways to make passive income as well. And just to leave this video off, I think one of the easiest ways to start making passive income will be to open up a brokerage account and start investing in mutual funds or dividend stocks. Now, I personally am not a big fan of investing in dividend stocks, but I do have a series that I started on the channel of where I'm building a Robinhood portfolio to $10,000 by contributing $1,000 to that portfolio per month. So if you're trying to make passive income starting today, I would definitely recommend just putting a little bit of your paycheck into one of these accounts, start building up your investment portfolio, and then letting compound interest work for you. Once you get your investment portfolio large enough, you may want to transition your money into a larger asset like real estate, where you can then get some rental properties, and as you put tenants in those rental properties and they start paying down your mortgage, whatever cash flow is left on top of all of those expenses is completely passive income. However, I hope you did find value in this video. If you did find one thing of value in this video, then hit that subscribe button for your boy. And if you do decide to stick around and join the community, I will see you in the next one, guys.